Hey, I'm Rob for JTRpodcast.com, and this is my first impressions of Rajas of the Ganges, or Rajas van der Ganges if you've got the Dutch version like I have. This was my Board Game Geek Secret Santa present. And what you are going doing in this game is you are building, sailing, doing all kinds of stuff. It's a worker placement game where you're paying for actions with dice, and you're going to do stuff, and you can have money track as it's going anti-clockwise around the board that you spend to take actions. You have a fame track going clockwise around the board, and eventually they're going to cross, and if you do that first, you're the winner. There's a lot going on. It's a worker placement game, as I said, lots of places to place workers. So let's just go through all of those spaces and what they do and why you're doing them. So here is the board, and it just about all fits on the camera, which is good. You can see this track here, this silver track around the outside is the money track, and this gold track around the inside here is the fame track. I think you can just see my finger at the bottom of the screen there. There's the end of it here, so it's going to go that way, and the money's going to go that way. These are the tokens you're going to be moving on those two tracks in order to try and get them to cross. So everyone has 3 workers. Here are those 3 workers. You also have a board, a statue board that holds your dice. So you've got 2 spaces here. You also have the spaces on the hand, so you can hold 10 dice in the basic version of the game. So what you would do is you would place a worker, pay the cost, and take the action. So we're going to start here. This is the build area where you build a province. So you start with this space here. So this is how much money it costs to place this. So this costs 1 money. So I'll place my worker there. I'll stand them up. And you pay 1 money. You just move 1 money down on this track. There's going to be a bunch of these building tiles. There's going to be 12 available to pick from. You can see they all look quite similar. They've got different coloured backs, but they do all have different fronts. And you pick one of those, you pay the cost, and then you put it on your province board. The cost is the die at the top. So you can see there that is orange 6. So I could spend an orange die. That's a 6. I could also spend maybe an orange die that are 5 and 1. As long as the colour matches completely and you have at least the number. So I could spend a 5 and a 4 if I wanted to, even though that's 9. I'm overspending. You don't get any change. But I have paid the cost there. So you get to put that on your province board. And here that is. Everybody's got one of these each. And you can see the roads on there. You can orientate it any way you like, but the roads always have to connect back to your palace at the top there. So that is sort of how you build there. So that's 1 tile down. And then you score the tile. So here you're going to score this building tile. So it's got this orange building on. You can see there in the bottom right of that tile. So you would score that, and the number of points you get is equal to whatever you've got on here. So this you can see is a 2 for this type of building. See that symbol matches up. So because I'm on the 2, I'll score 2 fame, and I'll move my fame marker 2 points up there. If this was higher, if you upgrade this, which you can do later on, I would get 4 points, so I score that. This is how you upgrade them. I can just about see that there. That little arrow, that when you pass this or land on this, you can then upgrade one of these tracks by moving your cube up, and then when you score that building, you're going to gain that much fame. So the buildings have markets on like this one, and when you build it, you will get the amount of money on it. So in this case, I would get 2 money, and I'll just move my money up there. So just say I put that there like that. If you happen to connect a building by a road to one of these special yields on the outside, you would get what it says. So here you get 3 money, here you get 3 fame, here you get a die, here you get 2 die. Now let's move this province board out the way, because I don't think I need that again for this. Well, I will do actually for the next space, which is the market space. These are the market spaces here. So there are 2 types of markets. There are 3 here with the question marks, these 3 at the top, and then there are 2 at the bottom with a 3 and an equal sign crossed out. So these 3 markets at the top correspond to the 3 different types of market. This kind of tea market, the silk market, and I can't remember what this one is, but it's a different kind of resource. What you do is you place your worker on the market you've chosen. So let's choose this tea market. You then have to, because there's a die on this space, you will have to pay a die. It's got a question mark, so it's a die of any value. So you just take one of my, say this is a green 2 on my board, I'd put that back to the supplier to pay the cost. And then you would score or gain money equal to the number of that market you have times by the number of pips on the die, and you gain that much money. So let's just say we're looking at this tea market. I've got 1 on this board that we saw earlier. So I've got 1 there, so I'll gain 2 money. But because this is a 2 that I played, it means I can score 2 of those markets if I have them. We're going to look at the bottom one. So this one is got the 3, not the same. So what you're going to do is you're going to score 1 of each of those markets of the 3 different types. So we're going to look here now. I've changed my board up a little bit. We've got a tea one here. We've got a yellow thing one there. We've got a cloth one there. So I can place a worker there. Doesn't cost anything. You can't place 2 there on your turn on 1 round. So I couldn't go there afterwards. You can only take 1 of those each. But So I'd choose this tea one, this cloth one, and this yellow one. So I get 2, 5, 6 money, and then I'd move that up the track. So basically, at the end of all that, markets get you money depending on how much goods you've got on your province board. Easy. May have noticed this big stack of meeples here. If you go past them, you get to an extra worker that becomes available for you. The same as down here, which I think you can just about not see, unfortunately. There is some things here, and when you're moving your fame up, you get to take the worker as you go over them. And that's another way to get extra workers. And another place you can go is the terrace. That's the terrace out here. That's these spaces down here. These are very straightforward. You go to the outer terrace here, you gain 2 money. You can re-roll any number of your dice. If you go to any of these spaces, you get to take the appropriate dice where you're placing your worker next to. And here, this is the balconies. Here, you place here, and for example, if you play here, you would have to swap a blue die, trade in a blue die, take 2 orange dice. This is just a way to trade dice. This is a way to gain dice. This is a way to re-roll your dice. Again, all very simple, those ones. So up here we have the chambers. There are 6 different characters, and they've each got a different number. So you have to spend a dice of that value in order to take your action there. So this one is the Great Mogul. You give up a die value 1, you gain 2 fame, and you take the elephant. This is the elephant. Let me try and put it under the camera because it does fall apart. Bless him. There he is with his big ears. Awesome elephant. So this is basically the first player mark. If you go there, you're going to be the first player in the next round. Otherwise, this just passes left. This is the dancer. You put a worker there, spend a number 2 die. You gain 2 die of any colour, and you also take one of these white tokens. These white tokens have a bonus. This one was 3 money, for example. This one is you gain a die of any colour. This one is another 3 money again. This one is you can upgrade a building, and that's all those tokens do. And as they run out, when they run out, you just shuffle them and put them all back on their space. Space number 3 is the yogi. You give up a number 3, you gain 2 karma, which is this here. So you go up 2 on the karma track, and you gain a die of any colour. And on your turn, you can spend karma to flick up a die to the other side. So you could turn that 5 into a 2, for example. Number 4 is Raja Mansingh. You get to upgrade a building. Again, you just slide one of your cubes across, and you get 3 money. Number 5 is the Master Builder. He lets you upgrade a builder in your province. So let's get the province board back. There is my province board. Let me find a tile of appropriate value. So here we go. This one is a orange 6. Now I've placed that there. Now what you can do is I can place this on top of it, which is a 9, and it's a purple 9, which means I need to pay the difference, which means I need to pay a purple, because that's the colour of the building I'm putting on top. And it needs to be 3, at least 3, because that's the difference in the value. So maybe I put that like that, and I put that there. There we go, and that's how you use that. That's how you upgrade buildings and get additional buildings. Finally, number 6 is Portuguese, and he moves you 6 spaces on this track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Everybody's got a little boat down here. Let's put it the right way. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you take whatever it says on the space. In this case, I get 3 fame. 1, 2, 3. Which leads on nicely to the next space you're going to be able to place. That's here. That's in the harbour. There is a free space there. Then you have to pay 1, 1, 2, and 2. So if you get to go there first, you get to go for free. You give up the die. So you give up a value 1 die, you can move 1 space. A value 2 die, you move 1 or 2 spaces. And a value 3 die, you move 1 to 3 spaces. And so you'd spend the die, and then you'd move that many spaces and take whatever you land on. So they'd get to take 2 dice of any colour. And if your ship crosses the bridge, that's another way to get additional workers. But as you can see from your Cali board, you've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. You start with 3 workers. There are 6 available. So once you've got the 2, so maybe you get the one from the fame track down here. Maybe you get the one from the money track up here. You just take away your worker from here to remind you that you can't take it. There are also these tokens here. This is a token here. When you pass this space with your token, you get this. So this is you get 2 die of any colour, and when you get it, you flip it over and you put it on that space. And then when you pass that space, you get another bonus, which is just to move your boat 1 space. So then you would move it up to there, you take that action, and then again you would flip it over to the 2 die space and put it on the next space, etc, etc. Once everybody's placed all the workers, the round will end. If somebody's placed on the Great Mogul, they're the new start player, as I mentioned. Otherwise, it's going to pass to the left, and they'll be the new start player. And then you just keep playing round after round after round until one person has their, let me get it in shot, one of their fame marker and their money marker cross. They're on the same space there. That would mean they would win if they did it first. If 2 players do it in the same turn, whoever's the furthest distance between the 2 would win. And that's it. That is Rajas of the Ganges. Very simple game to play, very Very nice, very colourful. I always like a good colourful game. I don't actually own any worker placement games, not traditional ones like this where you've got space. You place in the building site to build, or you place down the port to move the boat. I have games like Bora Bora. Bora Bora there. Is that Bora Bora? Yeah, that's Bora Bora. So I've got games like that, which is like more of an action selection game rather than an actual worker placement game. I'm pretty sure that's as close as I get. If you see any, let me know. I don't think I've got any off the top of my head. I really like this. It's very good, but I don't know when I'm going to play it because I've just got Coimbra, which again is more of an action selection game, but it's still very bright, very colourful, using dice. So it's kind of got competition from there. It's got competition from Bora Bora, and loads of other games that I already like. Santa Maria is another really good one that I really like. So when am I going to play it? I don't know, but I do like it. I do like it. It was a tough decision. But I was looking at the shelf thinking, I can't put this on. There's no room for it. It's not going to get played. It's not going to ever be near the top of the pile. And that's where we're getting now. The shelves are creaking under the pressure. I can't just put games on just because I think they're all right. Even though this is very good, isn't good enough anymore. It used to be good isn't good enough. Very good isn't good enough anymore. But if you like worker placement games, if you like the sound of this, definitely give it a go. 100% give it a go. It's a really, really fun game with loads of things to do. You can see all the stuff all over the board. Got these lovely dice, lovely coloured dice that you can do stuff. You've got all the different actions, and it's still got that tense thing of please don't take that space, please don't take that space. Oh, you took that space. The only thing I don't like about it really is that it's a race to the finish game, which I generally don't like unless it's a racing game like Downforce. I do have, where is it? Somewhere. Oracle of Delphi is the only one that gets away with it because I really like that game. But this is still very, very good. If you haven't played it, please give it a go. It is amazing. It's just a little short. That is Rajas of the Ganges. Remember to like, share and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at JTR Podcast to find the blog and the podcast at jtrpodcast.com. I've been Rob, aka Jesta ThaRogue, and I'll see you soon.